There's been a ton of controversy surrounding Apex lately. If you checked out my last video on their, not so new, but going to try to enforce these new rule changes, then you'll know that a lot of people have been really upset with the way that Apex has kind of been handling business lately. Not to mention the fact that Top Step has kind of been coming through in the clutch and adding so many new great features to their prop firm that Apex might be feeling a little bit of the pressure. It might be feeling like they need to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. And so now, they've delivered a little bit. They are potentially changing some major things up. So if you haven't heard already, I'm going to be breaking down all the new Apex proposals that they're proposing, how they're going to work, what I feel about what they're trying to do, and, so much more. So let's get right into it. First off, I just want to say shout out to Brian Stunk for this post right here, just breaking down everything that Apex is talking about potentially adding to their prop firm. And to help decide, they're going to let the community vote on what new rule they want to see implemented. Now, I don't know if they're going to do more than one of these rules, and I'll get into how I think these rules kind of should work together and not be so individual in a minute. So let me break down these rules real fast that they have proposed. So the first rule is no more payout windows. So you can request your payouts any day that you want. Right now, they have payout windows on the 1st and the 5th, and then the 15th through the 20th. So if you want to request a payout, those are the timeframes in which you have to request a payout. If you miss your request window, then you have to wait until the next request window opens up for you to be able to request just to get the payout. It doesn't mean you're going to get the payout, but you get a request for the payout. So doing away with that will be really dope, because then 10 days is 10 days, right? So just trading 10 days, it doesn't matter when you start in the month, you just got to get to your 10 days and then you could request your payout. Now, they're also talking about lowering the trading days required to get a payout from 10 to 8. Again, I mean, that's pretty dope. Instead of having to trade the 10 days or 2 weeks, then you could trade 8 days, which is only a week and about a half, and then you can request the payout. I'm going to skip the flipping rule for a second, and I'm going to talk about the consistency rule. So they're thinking about adjusting the consistency rule from 30%. On top of that, they're talking about changing the way that they do the 30% rule, because right now, just because you go over 30% doesn't mean they're going to deny you on a payout. All it means is that they could deny you on a payout if they deem that you're not consistent, right? And to me, that's too much interpretation that's left up to them. You can have trader A and trader B, and trader A could be above the 30% and trader B could be above the 30%. But because they think that trader A traded more consistently than trader B, they'll deny trader B while giving the payout to trader A. I think that's messed up, because that's not fair across the board. And, you could have a situation, not that you would know, but you could have a situation where two traders trade the exact same way with the exact same profits, but one trader gets the payout while the other trader doesn't, because the rule's up to interpretation. And one person's interpretation might be different than another's. I think that's messed up. I think it needs to be fair across the board. So if it's 30%, it's 30%. If it's 40%, it's 40%. If you're above 40%, you need to keep trading more to get the payout. They deny your request this time, and they say, hey, you got to make a little bit more money. All good. That's fine. I'm cool with that, right? But don't pay some people out and be breaking the rule, and not pay other people out and they broke the exact same rule. That's just not fair to me. The next rule that they're thinking about changing is moving the uncapped withdrawals from 4 months to 3 months. And even in the video, he said maybe 2 months. So basically, when you first start trading, you have to reach $2,600 on a 50K account. I'll just use a 50K account as an example to be able to get a payout. But your payout is capped at $2,000. So out of the $2,600, you can only take $2,000 out. And even if you have more money, like if you make $5,000 in that payout window, you can still only take $2,000 out of your account. So what this will do is, after showing that consistency for 3 months or 2 months potentially, you'll be able to take out all your profits a lot sooner than you would before. So if you have like a $5,000, 8 days or 10 days, however they want to do it, then you could maybe take out $3,000 instead of just the $2,000 or $4,000, whatever. But you can take out as much as you want, and then you can leave whatever else you want in your account. Also, with the uncapped withdrawals, they were also talking about getting rid of that consistency rule once you reach this uncapped withdrawal amount. So that'll be good. Once you can get as much money as you want out the market, they're also not going to hold you to being consistent anymore because you've already proved your consistency. So you can hit those bigger home runs and then you can take your money out, which also goes into their next point, which is these daily withdrawals right here. The daily withdrawals are available for live accounts or after the 5th request, right? So a request will change to, instead of being one request counts for 1 month and you got to work your way up the 4 months before you can take everything out. Instead, once you get one request, it just counts as one request. So if they change it to the 8 days up here for the days required, then basically in a month, you have the ability to make 3 requests. And those 3 requests will add up to this 2-month time frame to be able to make daily withdrawals, because all you need is 5 requests. So that's something really cool that they could be offering there. And then lastly, the no more flipping rule, allowing a log trading day. I think this is more of like a situational type of rule, because you still have to worry about the consistency rule over here, right? So you still have to maintain that consistency. So that could end up hurting you if you flip. Like, I think with the way the flipping rule works currently is like you can flip contracts. They just kind of frown upon it if you do it like a lot. But I don't think that this rule is something that, like, I'm just not sold on this rule just yet. Like, I'm not sure if that's a rule I would necessarily vote for them to change, just because it doesn't make sense to me. Like, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but like, you have a consistency rule being 30 to 40%, right? So like, there's no real reason to flip. Like, maybe on the last day or something, if you could flip it just to log the day, but I feel like they're not really taking people or denying payouts because of that. Overall, how I feel about these new rules is that really they all work together. Like, I think that this shouldn't be up for a vote. I just think they should do it. Like, just get rid of the payout window, right? Lower the days, change the consistency rule to 40%, hard and fast rule, everybody's under it. Change this uncapped withdrawals to the 3 months and give people the daily payouts after the 5th request. Do it all. Do all of it. All of it sounds great. If you're trying to compete with Top Step, which I think is what Apex is trying to do, you got to do something drastic, because right now, Top Step's payouts are probably the best in the industry, right? All you need to do is make $200 over 5 days. That's it. And you can get a payout, 50%, right? Super simple, clear cut, no consistency rule, because the consistency rule is baked in to the payout. So make it easier for people to get the payout. That's what people care about. People care about their money. Make it easier to get my money. That's it. That's all you got to do. And you'll be right back, where you belong. Maybe not on top, because I think Top Step is still a little bit better. But I think this is a step in the right direction. They're starting to hear people out. Yes, the new rules, they make it a little bit harder to get payouts. I'm not mad at that. But making it easier to get the actual payout, I think is going to be a great move for Top Step, or not Top Step, but Apex. And then also, I think making some more changes down the line to certain things, like getting rid of that intraday trail and drawdown. Apex, get rid of it. I think they do those 2 things with this potential updates of the new payout structure that they're trying to move to, I think will be really, really good, right? I'm all for having good traders and not gamblers in your prop firm, but I'm also for making it easier for traders to get to their money, because that's what matters at the end of the day. So I'm really happy with the direction that Apex is trying to move to. I hope that they make all of these changes, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. But let me know down in the comments what change that you want to see the most, or what change you plan on voting for. And if you don't know about the old new rules that Apex has, I dropped a video about it explaining all the rules that they're now enforcing. So you can check that out right over here.